See if it comes up. It says stream is good. Let's see. Let's see. Check microphone. Yep. Mic's working good. See if this audio is coming in okay. Looks like it right here. Let's see. I see live. Yep. Looks like it right here. Let's see. I see live. All right. So if you're on YouTube, that's awesome because we're just kind of testing this out right now. So we're checking this feature out. We're streaming live on OBS. I got the overlay going on, and I'll be recording a podcast for today. That's it. Cool. So if you're here, awesome. Check it out. Hang out a little bit. The podcast is part of a 10 in 10 blast. So the podcast itself is going to be about 10 minutes. So this might be a little bit longer, the actual recording part. Okay, let me throw that right there. All right, let's check everything in here. Let's check if the music, I'm just going to go with it, and then I'll check how the audio and all that stuff works. Yeah, trying to see how everything kind of comes together. So let's check it out. Okay. We got the countdown coming up. Welcome to day 4 of our 10 in 10 blast here at Leader Seeds podcast. My name is Jordan and I'll be your host. And if you've listened to day 1, 2, and 3 and you're here with day 4, I want to actually welcome you back. And I'll tell you thank you for kind of going out there and just being a support and being part of this awesome and growing community that we have. If this is your first one that you're listening to, I want to say welcome. Thanks for checking it out. Thanks for pushing that play button and spending the next about 10 minutes, I say, with us as we talk about a very important, what we call high impact and healthy leadership. That's what we believe in. That's pretty much what we're all about here, and I'll tell you more about that later. But we want to keep these specific because we only got 10 minutes. So we're going to jump right in on it. But I want to ask you a question like we always start these out. And the question is, do you think that some leadership strategies can actually lead you to burnout? I mean, think about it. Do you think that some strategies, let's say this, do you think that some great strategies can lead you to an unhealthy place? Well, I'll tell you my experience and hundreds of others that I've been working with right now, seriously, about this whole how to keep a healthy foundation in your leadership. And we're going to talk about that today. I'm going to break it all down and show it to you. And like we always do, we start with a quick music intro. So let's go ahead and get that started right now. Cool. I'm back, and that's just some music to kind of set the scene, get us in focus. And music is always good to kind of get us focused and prep. So let's go ahead and jump in it today. Here at Leader Seeds, like I said earlier, we believe in high impact and healthy leadership. And what I'm talking about today, as you know that the title said something about season over strategy, or it might have even said something about a season of run, right? And that kind of set this whole tone with high impact and healthy leadership. I was really diving into something at one time and really just focusing in on research and trying to find what is the specific thing that has taught me the biggest lesson in leadership. And it's this: seasons over strategies. That's the title today, Seasons Over Strategies. Actually, that's going to cover us for the next 4 episodes because there's 4 seasons. So today we're just going to talk about one season, and that's the season of run. I'll tell you all four just to give you the framework. But today we're going to focus on the season of run, and I want to tell you a little bit about how all the seasons work together and how they answer that question that we asked at the beginning of the podcast. So in the beginning, we asked the question: can a good leadership strategy lead you into an unhealthy place? Right? Or like we see a lot of leaders experiencing burnout now. And the question is, can a good strategy do that? Right? Now, I think initially we want to say, no, that's not. Like, if it's a good strategy, it's good. But I'll tell you what I experienced, and a lot of other people that I'm working with, is that the reason we say seasons over strategies is because it can. It absolutely can. Good strategies in the wrong season can lead you to an unhealthy place. So as a leader, stay with me really quickly if you're curious about that, and I'm sure after we lay some things out, you're going to see exactly what I mean about that. So I started to experience that myself. I'm always looking for good strategies in my young years, growing up as a leader, kind of getting different assignments, and just trying to see, reading a bunch of books, going to a bunch of trainings, and trying to get all the strategies that I possibly can. And I was just so focused and driven to kind of learn everything I can with strategies. And some of them worked fantastic, and some was like just phenomenal results, and I just blessed me beyond measure. And then you see some that, I did everything that was told to me, and I checked it, and I made sure, did I go wrong? What happened? But I got to a different place than the person that was teaching me. Like, it led me to a different place, and it led me to an unhealthy place. And when I seen other leaders do the same, I thought it was me for a while, and I'm trying to focus. And when I started to talk to other people, I started to see, no, they actually did the same thing. They did the same steps, and it led them to the same place that I was at, in an unhealthy lifestyle, right? And the more we started to kind of look at it, the more we dived in. Is like, it's that's why it's seasons over strategies. The person that was teaching those strategies to me in that moment, it worked for them. But they was in a different season. You see, they was in a different season. So if we use a strategy that belongs to a certain season, we won't get the same results that other people get. Now, I don't know how that resonates with you right now, but I think if anything else, I definitely caught your attention. Because I don't know about you, but I don't hear anyone else talking about that. It's just more about leadership, do this strategy, do that strategy, and go, run, more. And then the opposite, where it's like rest, surrender, do nothing, trust, surrender, wait, trust. And it's like, wait, what do I do as a leader? Right? Well, that's why seasons come before strategies. You see, the season we're talking about today is the season of run. There's 4 seasons that I identified so far that leaders go through in their leadership journey. And that's the season of run, R-U-N, the season of roll, R-O-L-L, and the season of rejoice, like to celebrate, and the season of rest. Today we're going to talk about the season of run, R-U-N. Now, this season, I'm going to give you some strategies that work really well in this season. I'm going to also give you a couple strategies that don't work in this season. And the reason we want to know that is because we want to be able to discern which season is which strategy, I should say, is appropriate for that season. That way we can adjust our expectations accordingly. So the season of run, it looks like this. Let's say if you're in a family leadership situation, and this is when you're starting your family. The children are being born, maybe you're newlyweds, maybe you just got started, and you're at the beginning of something, and it takes a lot of your effort and momentum to push, right? So a strategy, a leadership strategy, something like first in, last out. Have you heard of that strategy? That's a really good strategy in this season. Because you're the one having to set the momentum. You're the one figuring things out. You got your pioneering cap on, right? If you're the brand new mom or dad, brand new parent, maybe you're the brand new entrepreneur just launching a business. You got an idea and you're trying to communicate it to people, right? Right? Maybe it's a new ministry that you're going out there and you're on a mission field and you're out there doing things. You see, it's like you're the one that has to show up. So first in, last out is a very good leadership strategy in the season of run. And we can expect that. We can expect to do more. Now, we can also, let's flip that around. It's probably maybe a lonely season too. So we can't expect to have everybody on board in this season right now. That's not a leadership strategy to wait to everybody to confirm, to get 10 confirmations before I take a step. That's not a good strategy. You want to have a trusted advisor that you're working with, and you want to step forward in that. It's going to be messy. Anybody know? Any new parent knows, right? There's a lot of mess going on, right? So it's not about cleaning up and having things crystal clear. It's not about having all your I's dotted and your T's crossed in this season. Now, we want that in a different season of leadership. Organization and having those things all laid out so it's crystal clear is important. But in your season of run, to have that expectation to have every I dotted, you don't even know how much I's are on the page or on the paper. Let's get practical. Let's get downright focus on this. So if you're launching a business, at this time, you're not going to know all your policies and everything. You're not going to be even clear on your mission statement. You're not going to know your core values, and you don't have to. You don't have to stress on that. You don't have to stop moving forward for that. You're in a season of run. You're setting momentum. You're moving forward. You're showing up. You're making mistakes. You're changing. You're adjusting. You're growing. Right? You're learning from failure quicker than anyone else. You see the steps clearly, but we can't expect others to. So this is another unhealthy, maybe I want to say strategy in this season, is to go out there, reach out to people, and to give them 5 things to do. Hey, I need all these steps, 5 steps. That's unhealthy, because usually we want to do that so we can delegate accordingly. That's healthy in a different season. But in this season right now, to be honest with you, you probably don't even know the 5 steps ahead, right? We're in a season, we're figuring things out as we go. We're running, we're setting momentum. Now, if we're doing that, if you're doing that in your life, if you're learning a new skill and you're just doing it as the day comes, when you go out and you reach out to people, do this. Don't give them 5 steps, give them 1. And actually go ahead, don't celebrate the steps they take, celebrate the attitude and the values they do it in. Because that won't change. The steps might change. But when the attitude that other people come with, you want to identify that, you want to speak into that. That's how you're going to start to kind of gel this inner core team of yours. Because the steps will be missteps in this season of run, right? We're learning to run, we're moving forward. In the season of run, it's a very important season because a leader needs to set the momentum. A leader is the one moving forward. The leader is the one, the first one in, the last one out. You're staying late. But this season, remember, it's a season. It doesn't last forever. If this is your 365, that's unhealthy. And that's what we want to identify here in Leader Seeds. Because if all you do is live in a season of run, eventually you'll burn out. Eventually what happens is you'll burn out, and you'll burn out the other people that surround you, whether that's your family or your team, and everyone will be in an unhealthy place, which is not the right thing to do. So I'm out of time, guys. It's 10 minutes. I told you that goes by quickly. Don't worry. I'm actually putting all of this together, even in a book that we're publishing soon. So it's going to be much more behind this season, because in each season, there's only certain sacrifices that you should make in each season. And we'll talk about that. We didn't have time on today's podcast, but I hope that what was shared today definitely caught your attention, definitely got you a little bit inspired, got you more focused, and really raised the value, and not just high impact, but also healthy leadership. You can do it when we set the right foundations in any season that we're in. So stick with us. Tomorrow we're going to talk about the next season, and we're going to just go to all 4 and cover it for the next 4 really quickly. This 10 to 10 class is going to last all the way for the next 10 days. And this is the longest podcast so far, so I got to wrap things up. I got to close. But there's so much to unpack here. Thanks for joining us here. If you found any value, I want to invite you to go ahead and subscribe, so that way you don't miss anything else right here. If you want to share anything else, just reach out to Instagram, whoever shared this with you, and just let us know one thing that stood out here. We always say as we close off, what did you hear? What did you learn? And what are you going to do? Let's go ahead and wrap up, guys, and finish off for today. Thanks for spending some time with us. We'll see you on tomorrow's episode. All right, we just finished the recording part. So we're still live on YouTube. Let me go check YouTube if there's anybody there. And just so I can make sure we acknowledge anybody if anybody's there. No comments, no chats. Cool. So actually, we did this on YouTube. That way we can go ahead and we can clip the ends and kind of maybe edit the video and see what we come about with that. We're checking things. We're in the season to test things out. We're checking the audio. We're checking the lighting in the back and all that stuff. And we're just getting used to pressing the play, record button. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for checking us out. Go ahead and subscribe. If you're on YouTube, subscribe. We got a lot more leadership principles coming out, guys.